What's up YouTube, Eastern PA Fishing here. The date is December 6th. It is a dismal fall day, but the sun should be peeking in and out here and there. We are making our way down to a small creek. Hopefully we are gonna catch ourselves some stock trout today. Gotta make my way back down to the creek here. So I would like to take one for lunch, but we don't know if that's gonna happen. The challenge of the day is to catch a trout on lures. I was here quite a bit last week and the fish just aren't active yet. It's real hard to get a bite, but these fish have been sitting a little bit, so hopefully now is the day. We are finally gonna catch one of these stock trout on lures. Gonna start out using a spinner. I'd really like to catch one on that, but we might have to resort to some soft plastics. Hopefully we can get it done. Stay tuned. Alrighty, we're gonna start out at some of the holes where I know there are trout, and then we were gonna go way upstream and hopefully find some good holes that we've never been to before and catch ourselves some big ones. Heard they did put some big ones upstream. Start out throwing a little rooster tail spinner. There are a lot of leaves in the water. Be a little bit of a pain in the keister. So the fishing has been tough here, but I think it is finally starting to heat up. Fish have been in the water for a couple weeks now. Should be starting to bite. Oh man, we just had one on there. Another spot. Nothing in this hole. Let's keep moving up. Well, we got a bite on the spinner at the first spot, so we got the first spinner bite from this creek for the year. Now these fish should be starting to get a little more active, starting to feed a little better. Should be able to catch them on a spinner or moving bait. Lures will definitely work today. All right, so I got a bite on the spinner at the first spot, a few bites at the second spot. That means that these fish are finally starting to become active. I'm now heading upstream. Today is gonna be an exploring day. Don't really have a ton of time to fish, so I'd figure I'd come up here, check out a couple holes that I've never been to before. So pretty much what I'm gonna do right now is I'm just gonna walk and I'm gonna literally hit every single hole that I find. Like I said, I have not fished this portion of the creek, but I do know that they did stock further upstream from where I've been fishing so far. Another deep pool of water. Are there trout here? Only one way to find out, right? There are a ton of fish right here. I'm gonna try to be as stealthy as possible. I think they already see me. A couple of them did chase the spinner, but they did not bite it. But I do believe I should be able to catch these fish on something else. So I'm gonna bust out a small soft plastic, bust out one of these little bubblegum white mouse tails, except I'm gonna rip the head off. We just need the tail itself. My leader is down to about 3 feet long, but I believe I can still trick these fish. All rigged up and ready to go. We got our tiny little mouse tail on there with the head ripped off on a size 6 Aberdeen hook. Foot away from that, we have the smallest split shot that I have on me. Hopefully we are about to put the first fish on the board. There's so much wind, not a great day for soft plastic. These fish definitely do not want whatever I'm throwing right now. They don't want a soft plastic. They definitely want to react to a bait. Got a couple bites on the spinner. It is either about to rain or we are running out of daylight. I think both. So let's throw back on the spinner. I have to retie on a leader because this 3 foot long leader definitely is not doing it. Alrighty, power move. I put the spinner back on. It is 2:18 now, so we probably have about 2 hours to fish. If I were a trout, where would I be? Now, one of the reasons I am fishing with a moving bait like the one I'm fishing with today is because I haven't ever explored this part of the creek and I want to use something that I have confidence in. And I also want to be able to spot fish. You're using something bright like a spinner, you will definitely see fish come up to it. One thing I'm doing when I'm walking a new portion of creek or a new creek in general is I am keeping a constant watch on the water. I want to look for any movement. I'm staying super vigilant, trying to keep an eye out on these fish so I can cast to them and not scare them. Nothing in this hole either, it doesn't look like. Gotta keep on looking, I guess. Once these fish start to acclimate to the water a little bit better, move around a bit, you know, a lot of these fish probably are generally staying in the same pools that they were stocked. But once we get a nice flood, we get some water in this creek, water starts moving up a little bit. Some of these nice little holes that I have been fishing will eventually have trout in them. Trout aren't gonna stay in the holes that they were stocked in forever. Eventually they're gonna start to try to find some holes that they can hunker down in for the winter. We're gonna go up to one more hole. By then it should probably be around 3 o'clock. Which means we will only have about an hour and a half to fish, and it is going to take me about half an hour to get back to where we started today's adventure, where there are definitely some holes that still have some fish. Probably the last hole before we turn around. Man, does it look juicy. I see a couple trout. There's some fish out there. All right, looks like they stocked this hole well. Start picking it apart. So there's some fish on this side, so I'm assuming there's some on the other. There are some big trout out there. Holy smokes. All right, we are gonna go back to a soft plastic. There are a lot of fish here. Got to capitalize on one of them. Well, at this point, I think we have no choice but to change our goal here. I think the new goal is to just catch a single fish. Gosh, man, the fishing has just been so hard here. Usually a couple weeks after they've been stocked, they're actively feeding pretty well. But it seems like today, they're just a little sluggish. There we go. Got one on here. Finally, please stay on. What do we got here? Nice brownie. Don't come off, buddy. We need you. There we go. First stocky of the day. He just woofed that little bait right there. Hook popped right out. There you go. Think we actually are going to harvest this one today because I am quite hungry. So we got one for the dinner table. See if we can catch a couple more just for fun. Whoa. Well, there's a foul. Well, there goes the trout. I have no idea where the heck he went, but he is off. He escaped the dinner table. All right, now we need to catch another one for dinner. Hopefully we can do that. One fish in the bag. Finally got it done. Oh man, I had another one. That was a nicer one. Just watched him gobble it down, but he dropped it. It's a nice little spot I'm at. I certainly stocked this hole nice. Since I do have a soft plastic rig on, I can just switch up. I think I might put on a little tiny trout magnet. Seems like they might be off this little trout worm. Let's see if we can get something on this. Oh, what the heck? Second fish, second species of the day. Dirty little creek chub. You had to come to the party, didn't you? There we go. I have an entire bag full of soft plastics. Let's pick one to use. Let's try a little Hellgrammite. That thing looks nasty. Let's try some biobaits infused with fish oil, fake trout eggs. Plains, Wally Wild, twin tail grub here. See if we can get something on that. Then we might need to bounce up out of the spot. 30% left on the GoPro charge. So I'm gonna do 5 casts here and then I'm gonna head way back downstream to where we started today's adventure, hit up some of the holes where I know there are trout and hopefully we can catch some more fish. We have got to get moving. We are gonna get locked in the park, start heading back. This is pretty much the intermission. We have about 25% left on our GoPro charge. I am making the trek way back downstream to where we started today's adventure. Gonna hit a couple of the holes where I saw trout on the way back. Hopefully we can catch a couple more out of here. I am very surprised how inactive these fish still are. But we did find some cool holes and we did catch ourselves a beautiful brown trout. Well guys, I practically ran here. I am a little out of breath. Oh man, we have got to catch one on the spinner, guys. We have got to. It's gonna be the second to last spot. Hopefully we can get one here. There we go, fish on. Stay on, baby. First one on the spinner if we can land him. Oh my gosh. Please stay on. He's fighting like an animal. Yes. Please stay on. It's like another brownie. Yes, we made it happen, guys. Right before the end of the line, we got another. And what a hog he is. Look at that brownie. That is a nice big brown right there. On the rooster tail, we finally got one on the spinner. He did swallow it a little bit, so I'm gonna be very delicate when releasing the hook. There we go, popped right out. Finally, another fish. There we go. Nice stocked brown trout. And he's off. Whew. There we go, we got it done, guys. I did not think it was gonna happen for a second. Let's do a couple more casts here. We still might have time to hit one more hole before sundown. So let's get to that last hole before we run out of sunlight. There we go, nice fish. Stay on there, baby. Gonna be the last one of the day if I can land him. Some nice trout. This is a buzzer beater right here, right before we leave. Dang, that is a nice one too. That is a big, fat brown. Holy smokes. Not as long as the other two we caught, but this one is fat as heck. I think this one is coming home for dinner with us. Dinner has been secured. There we go. Nice one. Looks like another brown. Another buzzer beater. Oh, that is a nice one. It's definitely the biggest one of the day. Holy smokes. Putting this one back. Man, look at that brownie. Holy smokes. That is probably the last one for the day. Nice fish. Oh, he's ready. See you, dude.